Okay, so you want to learn how to fight. You don't want to show up at the gym and like look like you know nothing. You want to just get kind of familiar with the basics. How do you stand? What do you do with your hands? How do you organize your joints and your skeleton to support that goal?
He clips him behind the head. That's it.
First thing we need to figure out is, what do I do with my feet? Okay, now there's two big faults that people make. Either they will stand super square, like so. Feet are separated and we're facing the person like we were standing normally. This is a problem. Unless you're doing like Wing Chun or something, which we're not doing right now. It's not a good idea. We also don't want to stand on a line, right? On a tightrope, like you're snowboarding or something. We need two things in the stance. We need length and we need width. That is going to give us balance, both front and back and side to side. So front and back, I want my feet just over shoulder width apart. Now, left and right, I want my feet lined up so that my toe is somewhat in line with my heel pointing towards my opponent, okay? There should be a line that fits in between your feet when you're facing your opponent. Okay, so our feet are at about a 45-degree angle to the opponent. Now, torso. Okay, because if my feet are like this and my torso is like this is a problem. Because alignment is strength. That's something you're going to hear me say a lot. All right, so we want to make sure our lead shoulder, I'm right-handed, so the left shoulder is my lead shoulder. If you're southpaw, obviously it's the opposite. Okay, my lead shoulder points towards my target. Now again, there can be a point of diminishing returns. If I face it too much towards my opponent, it exposes the back of my head. It's really difficult for me to keep the left hand on the left side of my face. These are all problems. So it's very similar to my foot angle, okay? 45 degrees. Now, I like my shoulders somewhat hiked up, okay, like this, and I like my chin tucked down. Kind of like you're trying to make your neck disappear, right? You call it like a turtle shell, or up like this. Okay, like this, you're gonna get knocked out. This is real bad. Don't do this. If you do this, yeah, bang on this side, real hard to protect the chin. This is what we are protecting first and foremost. Okay, now, hand placement. What do I do with my hands? Very important. We keep the head between the hands. The right hand protects the right side of the face. The left hand protects the left side of your face. So don't think you're slick. Don't think you're Floyd Mayweather. Don't do this, okay? Or this, or any version of this, okay? At least not until you're really good. Because if you do, there's gonna be a massive hole right here beside your chin. And that will be easily hit by anybody that wants to throw an overhand right, which is the #1 punch to worry about. Okay, because everyone can throw it hard. They'll whip it, okay, like throwing a baseball. Super simple, easy to see coming, but when you don't know how to deal with punches that are coming at you, it's real dangerous. So we need to make sure this door here is closed, like this. My backhand's job is to block the jab and the hook, okay, everything that comes on this side of the face. Therefore, I place the thumb in the corner of my mouth. This knuckle, this corner, like so. All right? That is right in between blocking for the jab and blocking for the hook. Okay, so I can... I'm not exposed either side, so I put it right in the middle. Left hand is like I'm kind of saluting. I frame my face, I frame my hairline on this side. This allows me a great visual. I can look under my fingers. Okay, I don't want to do this because I'm somewhat blocked. And the eyes are the most important part of offense and defense. Okay, if I can't see it, I can't block it or slip it. And if I can't see it, I can't hit it. Okay, so we need to be eyes open and framing our face like so. Okay, this is going to allow you to use your hands to block. Also, as you can see, my hands are open. If I do this, it greatly reduces the amount of surface area that I have to block with. Okay, one of my first coaches, Tony Pep, fought Floyd Mayweather to a decision without a mark on his face, and he told me, keep your hands open, okay, so you can block things. way better. All right, so we got our foot angle, well, our leg angle, we got our shoulders angle, we got our hand placement. Now, we need to talk about the angle of our feet, okay? Because they're pointing like this and not like this, all right? If my feet are looking like so, my toes pointing at my opponent, my other toes pointing a random direction away from my opponent, this is not good. And there's situations that this does make sense, but we'll talk about those in another video. Right now, we're worried about the basics, okay? How do I make a universal stance that'll work for kind of everything? We can specialize later. So, again, alignment is strength. We point those toes in the same direction, okay? And it's about a 45 degree to my opponent. Same thing. 45 degrees with the feet. Not pointing the toe here, not pointing the toe there. They're like this. Legs are good, shoulders are good, hands are good. Now, weight distribution. Forward and back, my weight distribution. There's reasons to fight on the front leg. There's reasons to fight on the back foot. But right now, we want to be right in the middle. This gives me many options. I can move forward easily. I can move backward easily. I can move laterally easily. I can throw my front hand, my back hand, my front leg, my back leg. Everything is really close. Now, if I'm only on the back leg, okay, it's almost impossible for me to do anything with that front arm, okay? There's nothing there. If I'm all on the front leg, it's almost impossible for me to do anything with my back arm. There's nothing there. It's an arm punch, okay? So we want to be right in between. Now, boom, boom. I can throw whatever shot. Boom, boom. Okay, really easily. Everything's really close together. Okay, so we want to be in the middle of the feet with our balance. Now, heel to toe. Where do we put our weight? When we're standing and we're not in a punch, okay, we're going to carry that weight on the toes. Okay, if you're on your heels, you're slow. Okay, moving around, heels down. Even you can see if I start to try to bounce, it's garbage. Okay, I'm super slow. You want to be on your toes. Okay, as soon as I'm on my toes, okay, I can move. I'm quick. I can get into range and out of range very effectively. The last thing we're going to talk about is the angle of the back foot. Okay, that back foot needs to be sprung. Okay, heel is off the ground and it's quite off the ground. I know some people do this. This is okay. I happen to have really good feet for fighting. Okay, so I have a very high arch. Okay, and I have good calf muscles that have been developed from years of running and training. Okay, so we're going to use both of those because we want our back foot at the same angle a sprinter would have. If I was sprinting, I would do so like this. Okay, boom, foot is like that. Now, if I want to move fast in that direction, that will be the ideal placement for my leg. So I keep my back foot like that. And that way, if the person's attacking me, I can spring into action, okay? I'm able to launch a little quicker because the amount of time it takes to get my heel up off the ground and begin punching, that's a couple tenths of a second that we could shave off. And people think it's a game of inches, but it's really a game of millimeters and microseconds. Any time that we can cut off that it takes my punch to get to the face is a great thing to do. We want to chop down the amount of time that every punch takes. Okay, so leg is sprung. Front leg, it's on the toes as well. And now I'm good. My hands are good. Thumbs on the cheek, framing the face. Okay, my foot angle is good. I'm not on a line. I'm definitely not crossing my feet. This is like a real no-no. If this ever happens in your stance, you're dead. Okay, you have nothing left to do other than spinning attacks. Okay, which at the beginning, you shouldn't be spinning. Okay? Width in the stance, length in the stance. Shoulder points at the opponent. Hands up, chin is protected. Weight is carried in the middle of my feet and on my toes. All right, now this will take considerable amount of time and drilling to get into your body. Just because your brain understands it doesn't mean that you can do it yet, okay? You need to get your body to do it without your brain thinking. So this is rep, 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 rep. Spend your time in the mirror, spend your time in the shadow, doing this footwork over and over and over until you don't have to think about it anymore, and you can just think about punching the person in the face. All right? Thanks a lot, everybody. Stay tuned for the next videos, okay? Make sure you click that subscribe button to this channel because we're gonna be cranking out the content, bringing you the best stuff. Talk soon.